Now that we've gone through one example together, it's time for you to do some on your own. So next, let's mute the track we just did together and add a new track. Again, software instrument. Let's go over to our presets. You can use the same drum sound, or if you want to get a new one, you can get a new one. Then come over to our new track and hold down your command key, click to get your region, and then double click to pull up the piano roll. Now let's go back to Google Classroom and click on the slideshow. So for this first example, you're going to recreate this drum pattern in GarageBand. So again, remember what your columns are and where the sounds are. Okay, I want to adjust so I can see my C1 and C2. It's my kick sound. So again, I'm going to hold my command key. Okay, let me see. I'll close this. See if that helps. There we go. I think I can see it now. So we got 1, 3, and a 4, and then my snare drum goes on. 2 and 4, and then my closed hi-hat. And I need an open hi-hat on the end of 3, so right here. And then I can go back and listen to it. You can also change the tempo on these if you want. If I wanted that to go a little faster, I can change that to 120. Or if I want a slow jam, I can pick a slower tempo. So once you finish that example, again, you're going to mute that track, add a software instrument, excuse me, go back to the slideshow, and with this one, you're going to do the second pattern. So again, get a drum kit sound, hold your command key, click on bar 1, double click the region, make sure you can see C1 to C2, and you program number 2, which is a 1-bar pattern. Now, once you get to number 3, this is a 2-bar pattern. So what I'm going to do for this one, I'm going to mute the last track. I'm going to add a new track, software instrument again, pick another drum kit sound. Now I'm going to hold my command key and click on bar 1. But because this is a 2-bar pattern, I'm going to put my cursor on the bottom edge of the region, click and drag to the right so that I have 2 bars. I'm going to adjust my cycle bar also, then double click. Now I only want to see 1 bar at a time, but I do have 2 bars laid out in the region. So just to show you a trick, again, I'm going to set my keyboard, make sure I have my kick sound. If I'm going to program bar 1 first, so holding my command key, I got a kick on one end, the E and for and then my snare drum goes on 2 and 4, and my closed hi-hat 8th notes all the way across. Now, if you look at these 2 patterns, you may notice that they're almost exactly the same. There's actually only 1 note that's different. So here is a pretty handy shortcut, I think. So I'm actually going to scroll out just a little bit so I can see both bars. Then I'm going to take my cursor, I'm going to click and drag to select all of those notes. Now I'm going to use that wonderful option button that we have, and I'm going to click, drag all these over, and drop them in bar 2. So now, if I go back and look, it's that second hi-hat sound that has to go to open. So now I have a 2-bar pattern. Okay, so once you finish that, you can mute that track, add another track. Maybe this time I'll use an electric drum sound. Sometimes the way the sounds line up is a little different. But if you go to pattern 4, this one is actually a 4-bar pattern. So I'm going to hold my command key, click to create the region, and then I'm going to grab the bottom edge and drag it all the way over to 5 so that I have 4 bars. I'm going to double click, make sure I'm at bar 1. So if I take a look at this, if I look, the first 2 bars are exactly the same. So I'm going to focus on bar 1 first. Get down to C1, C2, my kick. So that's going to go 1 and then anda of 3. So command button down, 1 and here's beat 3. Oh, I gotta change my zoom. Okay, now I can see it. And then up. If I click on the wrong spot, I can just click on that and move it wherever I want it. So there's my kick drum. Snare drum goes on 2 first. So I'm going to come back over here, command 2 and on 3. So here's 3 and wait, no, that's wrong. It's the E of 3. Again, I'm just clicking on it and moving it. Oh yeah, I'm looking at the wrong one. So E and then 4. I got my 2 lines mixed up. You got to be really careful to make sure you pay attention. And then the of 4. And then my rod cymbal is going every other column all the way across. Okay, we'll go with that. So command, I'm just going every other one. And you can listen to that. So again, bar 1 and bar 2 are exactly the same. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to expand this so we can all see it. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. We'll use my cursor to click and drag to highlight all of those notes, hold my option key, then click, drag, drop at bar 2. All right, now let's take a look at bar 3. So if we go to the next slide, this is showing you bar 2 and bar 3. Now, if you look at bar 2 and bar 3, they are pretty similar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste bar 2 into bar 3. So again, I can scroll side to side. I still have these highlighted, so I'm going to hold my option key, click, drag this to bar 3, and drop it. Now I'm going to make the adjustments I need to make. So I may have to scroll over. So at bar 3, you can see the kick drum that has 2 notes. It drops one of them here. So here, my kick drum, I'm going to click on that one note and just delete it. And then if I look at the snare drum changes just a bit. So the snare on count 4, sorry. Let me change my zoom so I can see all my counts. That'll help. Sometimes you have to resize so you can see what you want to see. Okay. Oh, that makes better sense. Okay, so count 4. I'm going to delete the 4 and the on count 4. I'm sorry, yeah. So we'll delete this. Oh, wait, that wasn't right. Let me Command Z. Sorry, to undo Command Z. All right, now I got it. I'm going to delete the 2 snare drum sounds and replace that with just 1 on the and. So Command click. So there's my change. Whew. And then finally, we're going to look at bar 3 and bar 4. So there's some things about this that are similar, like the cymbal part is very similar. So I could, again, I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to copy just the cymbal part. Hold Option, click, drag and drop. And then I can see it's this and of 3 that's different. So I can still see beat 3 here. So I'm just going to click on this and change it to that sound. So my kick drum is anda on count 1, and I'm going to need to adjust my zoom so I can see all my counts again. So my kick drum is first 2. Oh, no, it's not. It's column 3 and 4. There we go. And then the and of 3. So here's count 3. And then my snare pattern goes on the E of 1, which will be there. Beat 2. The of 2. The E of 3. And the and of 4. So now if I go back and listen to the 4 bar pattern, it should sound like this. So you can hear the variations at the end. Now, when you finish all these steps, what you're going to do next is go to File, Save As, give your assignment a name, save it to your desktop, and then save. Okay, after you save, you're going to quit GarageBand. And just like you did on the last assignment, you're going to find the one that you want to turn in. You're going to hold the control key on your keyboard and click on the GarageBand symbol. That'll get you the pop-up where you're going to select compress. That will create a new zip file. Then, if you go back to the assignment in Google Classroom, click View Assignment. And on your screen, you should see the box in the upper right where you can add a file. Click on Add, then select File, and then the box that shows up, grab your new zip file, drag it, and drop it in the box. And after it finishes uploading, just make sure you click on the Turn In button and confirm that you are turning in. And with that, you have created some beats in GarageBand. Also remember, you can go back on to each one of those drum tracks and try out different preset drum sounds. So maybe some of them that you did originally as a drum kit, you can check out some of the different electronic drum sounds or the different drum kits to customize each of these drum tracks however you would like to customize them. I would unmute everything and then use your solo buttons if you want to work on those one at a time. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and maybe now that you know how to do this in GarageBand, you can go design some of your own custom